Stephen Miller just gave them, meaning ICE, absolute power against peaceful protesters. Lola Bean, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, Stephen Miller is an unelected literal ghoul. He is the Grima Wormtongue in Donald Trump's ear. He doesn't have the authority to give ICE absolute power against peaceful protesters. He doesn't have the authority to override the Constitution. What are you doing with this comment? Honestly, what are you doing? I'm so frustrated with people making declarative statements of like somebody in the Trump regime says something. Now that's just a thing. No, it's not. Why are you believing this shit? Why are you normalizing what he's trying to do? Why would you give him power that he does not have and act like he can do this? No, ICE is not immune from prosecution when they violate the rights of American citizens. This is not a power that Stephen Miller can convey to ICE. What the fuck are you talking about? This is the kind of shit that literal ghoul Stephen Miller says on the regular.
Let me just say, Mr. President, that this country was going to die without you. This country was going to actually die without you. That's what we were facing in 2024. We've been invaded for 4 years. Our communities were sinking. Our public safety had gone to zero. Cartels were running entire communities. Sex trafficking, child trafficking, labor trafficking was out of control. Overdoses were out of control. The cartels were claiming more and more territory. City services were buckling. This was a country on the verge of dying. And you alone saved it.
Jesus Christ, Stephen, slobber on his knob a little harder. Also, you know, like, I understand that MAGA are in a cult and therefore they have a difficult time engaging with their critical thinking. But this is just fucking insulting. I don't know if Stephen Miller thought that he was, you know, pandering to Donald Trump or if he thought that he was going to persuade MAGA with that. Yeah, I'm sure Donald Trump gobbles all of that up. Maybe Stephen Miller, as Grima Wormtongue, knows how to massage a fragile narcissist. Right? Stephen Miller knows how to pacify Donald Trump. I do think this is part of why they gave Donald Trump the Jeffrey Epstein commemorative ballroom project. I mean, KKK Caroline did say this.
Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden
I'm going
patio,
into the back. Sorry. Go ahead.
In addition to the ballroom and the Rose Garden patio, is the president looking at any other renovations or significant kind of projects here at the White House?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he's a builder at heart, clearly. And so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
I do think it's interesting watching lip filler go out of fashion with everybody except Republicans. How obvious it is what a terrible fashion trend that was. I also think that the White House Ballroom Project was something to pacify Donald Trump. That was something meant to keep him busy. Remember when he was up walking on the roof of the East Wing? Yeah, all of this was being planned out. They were giving him a little project to keep him busy. It reminds me of when my dad had dementia and was in a memory care facility. They often give dementia patients really simple tasks that can help keep them occupied and keep them pacified so that they are not a danger to themselves and others. I mean things like giving them a basket of washcloths to fold, or like a baby doll to dress up and a bottle to feed it. For my dad, we got him a robot dog that he could brush and interact with. I think the White House is like that for Donald Trump. Because Stephen Miller and Russell Vought, the architect of Project 2025, two men who are not elected, by the way, those are Trump appointees. No American citizen has voted for these men. They are the ones behind the scenes pulling the strings. So this is Stephen Miller's attempt to pacify Trump, I think. And maybe he thinks that MAGA are so fucking gullible and stupid that they will believe that this country was dying without Donald Trump. Like everything Stephen Miller said in that video was a complete and total lie. So I guess I'm asking you, Lola Bean, why would you believe anything that Stephen Miller says? Why is it that any word out of his mouth would be met by you with something other than outright scoffing and skepticism? Like he's a liar. Every word out of his mouth is a lie. He is a liar and a propagandist. He is running the Third Reich Ministry of Propaganda playbook in the United States. You shouldn't believe a goddamn thing that he says. He says all kinds of things that he does not have the authority to say. He tries to claim power that he does not have on behalf of himself and on behalf of Donald Trump. Stop fucking giving it to him. No, he does not have absolute power over peaceful protesters. We still have a constitution. It is up to us to defend it. They tried to take power that they do not have. It's up to us to say, fuck you, you can pry the Constitution from my cold dead fingers. You think that little weasel rat fucker is so big and powerful that he can just grant absolute power to ICE agents? This little chicken shit is such a scaredy cat that he like all fascists, they're deeply insecure, incredibly fragile. That's why they do this shit, right? If they had any kind of emotional intelligence, if they felt secure at all in their own lives, if they didn't absolutely loathe themselves, they wouldn't be doing these terrible things. Self-hating, fragile little men will try to destroy American democracy rather than go to therapy. But anyway, Stephen Miller, who you are framing as like some kind of godlike, all-powerful figure in the United States who can just wave his wand and say, ICE, you can do whatever you want to protesters. I declare laws null and void. I declare there will be no consequences. That dude was so scared of protesters who decided to draw in sidewalk chalk out in front of his home that he has now fled and has listed his home for sale for $3.7 million, by the way. He thumps his little tiny concave chest all the time, but yet when faced with sidewalk chalk, he decided to list his home for sale and move. And I don't know about y'all, but $3.7 million. You have a $3.7 million home, Stephen Miller. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All of these fuckers are all about the grift. They're all about scamming the American people. They're all about stealing our tax dollars and enriching themselves while they strip us of our rights, render our government non-functional, increase our suffering, reduce our quality of life. These are deeply fragile, insecure little men who have never been happy a single day in their life, do not know what it is like to have a meaningful, authentic connection to another human being. That's why they crave power and wealth and why they seek to coerce and oppress others. Stephen Miller has been saying absolutely vile, disgusting things since high school. Stephen Miller is the kind of guy who, hurts puppies, sets animals on fire, shit like that, right? He's been at this for a long time. So I don't know what happened to him. But stop giving him power. I don't actually even care to psychoanalyze him. Stop giving him power that he doesn't have. ICE is not immune to prosecution. The illegal things that ICE is doing now, not going to stand in the days to come. Illinois actually has already started putting together a file. Every state, every AG in every state needs to be putting together an evidence file against ICE. We need to be collecting images, documentation, video about what they're doing to the citizens of each of our states. Because a day of accountability will come. The Trump regime is incredibly brittle. Donald Trump is an aging, frail narcissist. On his own, his days in office are numbered because he's mortal. But this regime, their days are numbered. Because the American people are organizing, the American people are not putting up with this shit. And we are determined to reclaim the rule of law, the establishment of justice, and to form a stable government in this country. So it's imperative, no matter where you live, right? Time to be contacting your AG or whoever in your state you think would be amenable to upholding justice. Because I know a lot of my viewers are in red states. It's time for you to be putting together files on ICE agents, documenting what they're doing now for America's Nuremberg trials, for the day of accountability that is to come. Because none of the things that ICE is doing now are legal. Just because they're doing it doesn't mean that they will get away with it. And please, for fuck's sake, stop believing anything that Stephen Miller tells you.